Hey everyone, Zephyr here, and welcome to yet another Sims 2 speed build. This house was originally supposed to be a starter home, but it ended up being a little bit too expensive. Could I probably sell, the car I plopped down in the driveway and make this house be a starter home? Probably. Am I gonna do it? No, because I'm attached to the car, okay? I wanted a driveway, I wanted a car, it's non-negotiable. So this house is not a starter home, but that's okay because this house serves another purpose. It has no custom content and it's going to be featured in my neighborhood that I'm working on that's going to be based off of the Canadian Maritime Provinces. This is a project that I'm really excited about. I'm from the Maritimes myself and it's kind of like my way of paying tribute to the area because we often get forgotten about. When you think of Canada, people normally think of Toronto or Montreal, or at least that's what it seems like when it comes to artists posting their touring schedules. But there's a whole other area of the country east of Montreal, east of Quebec, that exists and has its own culture and is pretty freaking neat, and I want to celebrate that. So, like I said, this house is relatively cheap. It's meant to be for a single parent and their child. I mean, it's literally going to be for a single parent and their child. It's my neighborhood. I get to choose who lives here. That's canon. I imagine the mother had this child, relatively young. I imagine she's, a young Sim. She probably had this kid when she was 18 or 19 years old. And I tried to, show that in her bedroom in particular. I tried to give the bedroom a little bit of a younger mom vibe, if that makes sense. And I feel like I tried to do that with the whole house. The house is not overly decorated, but it is clean. The kid has a ton of toys and, everything the kid needs to thrive. Their car is a little beat up, they don't have the latest technology in their home, but they're thriving, okay? She is doing good for herself as a young single mother. I feel like having a roof over your head in that situation is impressive too. Here I am just figuring out the layout of the home. The first thing I did ended up looking too much like a apartment layout for me, and I felt like it didn't fit with the vibe of this house. So I ended up changing it to something I felt made more sense. But my original layout was gonna have it so my Sims had a separated kitchen space, and I do like that idea, but with the space this small, I thought it made more sense to combine the living room and the kitchen. Also, if you've been watching a lot of these speed builds for this neighborhood, you'll notice I use the same interior door a lot, and there's a reason for it. It's the kind of rustic looking interior door that you're seeing on your screen right now that looks slightly damaged, and I feel like doors around here just kind of look like that, so I'm using them a lot in this neighborhood, okay? It's the whole salt air, rust on the door thing. I never needed anything more. I get that it's a Taylor Swift reference. I get that I was written about Rhode Island, but it suits the Maritimes too, okay? We're in the same area. We're both next to the Atlantic Ocean, okay? Whatever. Doors around here just look like that. Probably because the air is just, moist, Here I am trying to, show off the Maritimes, and I'm yeah, our doors are ugly. The air is moist. The people are ugly. Okay, I didn't say that, but, it reminds me of a story. I think I've told it before. I don't know if I have. I try to, stay away from talking about, people who have died, because I just feel like that's inappropriate, especially for a Sims 2 YouTube channel, so maybe I haven't told the story. But I feel like I did, because it's one of my little Roman empires I think about a lot. But anyway, I was just minding my own business, looking up Jane and John Does in the area, as one does. Jane and John Does are unidentified bodies, right? And there was one discussion thread. I was looking on Reddit, they had found a body off of PEI, right, of this man who's unidentified. I feel bad for him, I feel bad for his family, obviously. But, they kept commenting on the reconstruction of this man. And they were oh, no human being looks like this. This is such a bad reconstruction. And somebody from the Maritimes actually replied to them, and they were no, people like that, French Canadians, tend to look like that. It's probably an accurate reconstruction, and that has lived rent-free in my brain forever, because like people were just like roasting this poor man and, you know, the artist who tried to reconstruct his face, and then like somebody had to roll in and be like, no, French Canadians look like that. For reference, I am French Canadian too, okay? Like, I look kind of funny too sometimes, okay? So I feel like I can say this. I'm saying it with love. We're a little funny. And obviously I hope that man is like resting in peace, and I hope that his family is able to like identify his body at some point. But it's just, I think of that comment all the time, because yeah, we do look a little funny down here. And maybe some of my Sims in this neighborhood will look funny too. But anyway, here I am working on the mother's room. It's not anything too crazy. Like I said, I was trying to go for like a younger mom vibe, but I couldn't like overly decorate the house because I didn't want the house to be too expensive. And though this house is not a starter home, I still think it's a good house to have in your neighborhood. It's relatively cheap. It's attainable pretty easily. And if you would like to download this build, it's linked down below on my Patreon. For free, putting it behind a paywall would be cringe. I always feel the need to say that disclaimer because I'm scared somebody is going to assume that I'm charging for builds, and I am not. It's just a platform where I post my builds on. I also post them on Tumblr, and I link to like Sims File Share, so if you're more comfortable doing that, like check out my Tumblr. Sometimes I'm not as consistent on my Tumblr as I am as posting on Patreon, and that's mainly because I get weirdly lazy about it. That's a me problem. I need to fix it. So now we're starting on the kids' room, and I imagine this kid is like really into sports. So there's a little bit of a sports theme going on in their room, but there's also a lot of like miscellaneous toys, which I feel like is realistic. Like these days on social media, you see like a lot of curated kids' rooms with like themes, and it's missing the chaos of my childhood. My room just had a bunch of different toys from different things that I enjoyed, and I loved it back in the day. It did not need a theme. I guess at some point the theme was like Zac Efron, because like my bedroom was like full of posters, mainly Zac Efron, but like I had other items in my room too. So I feel like this bedroom is kind of realistic for a kid. Is it gonna be like, you know, a top search result on Pinterest? No. But does the kid enjoy their room? Yes. Okay, I just read a joke on TikTok and I feel like it relates to me a lot, so I'm just gonna read it to you guys. Got called into HR. Apparently telling your coworker you know they were a C-section baby by the way they avoid labor is not acceptable. And I'm not saying I'm the coworker that's complaining. I am the C-section baby, okay? I do avoid labor. Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry, I just always have been a procrastinator. I did not even want to, like, go through the birth canal. Like, I just, you know, I always put things off. Yeah, that's me. I agree. But anyway, we are at the end of the video now. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more Sims 2 content, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.